Hey y'all, it's Casey from Pizzazz and we are back with another 10-minute challenge. So today I'm going to take inspiration from Cody Carne's song Firm Foundation. We're going to be lettering firm foundation, we're going to be drawing, we're going to be painting, painting with markers that is. So come along, follow along with me. If we can do this in 10 minutes or less, I don't know if we can or if we can't. I don't know. This is a lot because it's drawing and painting and lettering, all the things. But if we can do it in 10 minutes or less, then one of you are going to get a prize. Just be sure to comment, like this video, and subscribe, and you'll be in the running. But let's go ahead. Let's get going. Y'all grab a pencil, at the very least, a pencil and some paper, and try to do this with me. Here we go. All right, here we go. We are doing the firm foundation. So there's so many different ideas for this one, but we see this kind of rocky, hard bedrock foundation that this lighthouse sits upon. And so we're using that for the illustration to illustrate this song. So there's our, just a few lines at the bottom. I am on watercolor paper. And so I'm on watercolor paper using a pencil, and then I will be using my Tombow markers here in a bit as well. So let me just go straight up. So to begin with, I need to kind of get this shape. You see here kind of a rectangle. Here I'm going to come slightly angled out. Not all the way to this corner, but slightly angled out. All right. And just straight lines there. Everything's just going to be shape. So angle, shape, shape, little square, curve, and then we'll have those bars there. We will do just some light lines coming out that will be the light from this. And that's going to be our drawing. So nothing too terribly hard. I kind of want it to angle out a little more as I'm looking at this. So I think I'm going to pull this out and then make the bottom bigger. That is what this time with your pencil is for, to tweak anything that needs to be tweaked before you start adding in your color. All right. Now I'm going to letter firm foundation. So I'm going to do the foundation first, and then I'm going to do firm. I'm a little nervous. I think I started too far over. I'm going to erase this. I'm going to start way over here. Way over here. All right, this is why we write lightly when you're first going, okay? So let me erase, start a little bit farther to the left so that I can fit all of this in there. Okay, and then for this T, I'm going to do this fun little whoosh. All right, now for firm. This is going to be kind of the tall, not really skinny, but not block letters, but more on the capital kind of side of things. Notice that we always are, we're not perfect with the way that we form these letters. For example, you see how this R, it doesn't come back in and hit right there. It goes a little bit lower. This M is going to exaggerate way high up on one side of this. There's just something fun about that. You can also put some serifs kind of on the end of everything for a slightly different style. And I think we're good. I think let's go ahead and get our Sharpie and just add in tracing this lettering. Now I'm using a Sharpie because I know that I'm going to be adding water on top of this and I don't want it to smear. So Sharpie is a permanent marker. So any permanent marker will do. If you're not using a Sharpie, I know there's lots of different brands that have a permanent marker. And if you're not sure if it's permanent or not, give it a try maybe on the back side of your paper or on another sheet of paper. Just scribble with the marker that you are testing to see if it's permanent, and go on top of it with a little bit of water, and you'll quickly see, does it stay put or does it kind of dissolve into a gray? Okay, if it stays put, it's permanent. If it dissolves, not so much. Okay, so the first time you go over this, it never looks great, to me anyway. I'm always wanting to thicken those downstrokes just to kind of give it a little more interest. Okay, and then after this, I'm going to start using my Tombow Dual brush markers. It could be any water-soluble markers that you have, and we're going to use those to kind of turn this into a watercolor painting in the background. Now, of course, if you wanted to just do watercolor, you could, but we like using the markers sometimes as well. So here we go. So let's do our background first. So our background is going to be, we'll see the yellow from the light. So quick little scribbles. Crayola SuperTips are fun. They have so many different colors. They are fun to use on this technique as well. Now I'll just kind of scribble in this background color. And before this kind of gets too dry, I'm going to go ahead and add the water to this. I don't ever do the whole thing and then come back, because sometimes when the marker is sitting there for too long, it kind of sinks into the paper a little more than you want it to. And when you start to add your water on top of it, it doesn't quite move as much as you want it to. Again, remember, this technique has got to be with watercolor paper, okay? So I am using watercolor paper right now. This would not work if you're trying to do this on copy paper or something like that. All right, so we've got the background done. I'm checking my time. We got about 3 minutes. I'm feeling pretty good. Let's go in with the red. Again, we'll just do just a little bit on the outside. Gotta be careful. I don't want it to touch any of this wet out here, because if it does, it'll start to bleed into the background. Okay, now with this black, I sure don't want to add much because it's so powerful. So I'm just going to add just a little. Do y'all see this? I mean, just a little bit. And then I'm going to be able to use my brush to turn that to gray. So first I'll start with my red. Go ahead and paint this in quickly. Then here we go with that black. So I'm going to kind of touch that black. You see how much it bleeds in? I don't want it to bleed into the red. So my brush is just, I don't even care if I leave a little bit of white in between the black and the red. I'd rather do that. I mean, I barely put any, do y'all see this? I barely put any black on there, and it will bleed so much. So if you want this to be gray, like I did, you don't put much black on there. Okay, just a smidgen. We'll come back up here and kind of draw some of those railings. All right. Oh goodness, I took my time and now we're at a minute. Okay, here we go, We're going to add a little bit of this. So we got a little bit of our brown going back in with a little bit of the black. Uh-oh, that's not black. A little bit, remember, just a little bit. Go into a little bit of a bigger brush. The bigger brush helps it go a little faster. I'm not looking at my time because I'm afraid to even click it right now. I feel like it's like so close. I'm just gonna go as fast as I can and then look at what the timer says when I'm done. All right, so we've got that. Gonna get a smaller one. And then last thing up here at the top with the black. This is dry. We'll do our little railing. And let me see. Woo! I think we did it. We did it in 10 minutes. All right, so do you see that you can do so much more in 10 minutes than you thought you could? You can. So set 10 minutes aside just to do something creative. It adds so much peace and play. Let us know, have you heard this song by Cody Carne's Firm Foundation? It's a good song. Also, just such a good reminder that we have a firm foundation in Christ when so many other things are shifting sand. I mean, circumstances around us are changing every day, but He is solid, He is firm, He is faithful. So it's just such a good reminder. So let us know in the comments if you've heard this song, if you love it, tell us all the things. Be sure to like this video and subscribe, and one of y'all are going to get a fun prize. All right, y'all. See ya.